Delfast is an electric bike which broke the Guinness record. It can go 200 miles on one charge and as fast as 50 miles per hour. In this episode, I will interview the CEO and founder of Delfast, Daniel Tonkopi, who visited me recently in Silicon Valley. And we'll also test drive its best-selling model, Top 30. Stay tuned. So Daniel, congratulations on your move to Los Angeles, and thank you for giving this opportunity to me to test drive this wonderful electric bike. I think I can still call it an electric bike, even though you don't really need to necessarily to pedal. The first question I do have: how did you come up with this idea to actually create or engineer a bicycle with such a long driving range? Is it like 200 miles, right?
220.
220,
Yeah.
All right. Do you need to pedal to get to that level?
Well, you can, but then you can go farther, like 300, 500.
Oh, seriously?
1,000,
So,
yeah. So
all right.
200 without pedaling. Yeah,
Right.
first of all, thank you for inviting me here to this nice place in Silicon Valley.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how did I came with the idea? Around 7 years ago, I established a courier delivery company. We started to deliver smartphones with the speed of pizza delivery. I just thought, why a pizza could be delivered within an hour, and a smartphone, when I need it, could not be delivered. So I established 1 hour delivery service in Kiev, Ukraine. But we had the problem of transportation, obviously, because cars stuck in traffic, motorcycles, you have to pay for gasoline as well as the car, and they pollute air. And pedal bicycles, well, couriers cannot pedal the entire day. They're getting tired. So I'm fan of eco. My father was a professor of ecology, so
Wow.
I stand for ecology, for clean air.
All right.
And I realized that I want to use electric bicycles. So I bought the first one with my partner, with Sergey, and the seller promised, hey, you can go for 80 kilometers, like 50 miles on a single charge. Well, we bought. That would be not bad. We need more. We need like 100 miles for entire day of courier's work. But we thought, okay, 50 miles is good just for the start. Then we'll think about it. I bought it, I charged it, and I drove on the highway in Kiev. It's allowed there.
Yeah.
And after like 20 miles, it stopped. I called to seller and said, I don't know, something's wrong. He said, no, that's okay. I said, 20 miles, you promised 50. He said, yes, 50 if you'll help with pedals. I said, seriously? If I help with pedals, I'll go for 1,000 miles.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I need not even 50, I need 100 miles just on a throttle.
Yeah.
So we started to develop our bikes. We were forced to develop our bikes for our couriers to provide them the best vehicle. So this is how we started developing bikes.
So you basically, your first business had a practical need to have a bike which would go on a single charge, and you came up with this wonderful idea, and this is actually the Guinness record, right? So exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, after 2 or 3 years, people were stopping by near our courier office. Yeah. And they were asking, oh, what's this? Is this electric bike? Oh, yes, this is electric bike. How much? No, we don't sell it. We are couriers.
Yeah.
Okay, if you start selling, give me a call or something like that. So after maybe 3 years, we just thought, why we are refusing to sell the bikes? So let's try sell them. And we launched our Kickstarter campaign in September 2017. And a friend of mine asked me, what's your unique selling point? I said, well, we provide high quality electric bikes. I said, no, everybody says
the same thing, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
Everyone sells good bikes, right?
Of course, yeah. Nobody sells bad bikes.
All right.
Yeah. So he said, you have to have a unique proposition, your uniqueness. What's your uniqueness? I had no idea. He was trying to help me. What do you have what others don't have. I said, the courier service?
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, no, it's not working. Like, for a random guy from Texas or from Florida or from California, it doesn't matter that you have a courier service in Kiev. Who cares?
Right.
Nobody. So you have to have something for them. So I said, well, our bikes are robust, they're highly reliable, low cost of maintenance, high range, and everything's good for off-road. So a lot of stuff. He said, what about the range? How big is the range? I had no idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said, can you just try it and just to prove your range, not just your words, but to prove it that you have a good range. Okay. So we charged our bike, a courier's bike, and drove on a highway. Again, in Kiev it's allowed.
Yeah, got it.
So and we made 225 miles on a single charge without pedaling.
All right.
So I called to this friend, said him this figure, and he said, "Wow, that's more than Tesla 3."
Oh.
Yeah, at that time in 2017.
Yeah.
So, and this is how we found our uniqueness. And all the newspapers said, oh, electric bike from Ukraine rides more than Tesla.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Yeah.
So, but people didn't believe us.
Okay.
Because they blamed us. They said that we are scammers.
Okay.
You know, I understand them. While other bikes can ride for 20 miles, we announced 220 miles. But when they were blaming us, I was like really upset, and it was, I don't know, embarrassing. Like, we did 220. So, but because of that, we had to fix this record officially.
All right. So it's kind of a trust issue, right? So you had to bring a third party, and you chose to go with the Guinness record team, and they came over to Ukraine, and you tested the bike?
Well, we called them, and they said, okay, we can send you our officer. It will cost you 20,000 pounds.
All right.
We said, okay, do you have another options? Yeah, you have to fit all these 172 lines of rules and regulations, and it will cost you like 500 euros.
Okay.
We said, okay, let's do it. We didn't have 20,000 pounds.
At the time? All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
So, and literally 172
lines of requirements, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like one of the requirement, that the battery should be sealed, checked and sealed.
Okay.
Another requirement, the pedals have to be removed, so we cannot even
pedal,
have opportunity to pedal.
Right, so you had to put something just to put your feet on, right?
Pads.
Like bars or something.
Yeah, bars, yeah. So another requirement is we had to have the full video footage of the entire record attempt.
Okay.
So, and 172 points. So,
interesting.
Okay, yeah, so we discussed with the Kiev Velodrome, and we closed the Velodrome for entire day, and we invited all the journalists, all the the measures, the same as on Olympic Games.
All right.
With the chronometers, with the official judges and everything.
Interesting.
So yeah, and we made this official world record, 220 miles, and now 4 years has gone, but nobody beaten us.
All right.
So we created the best bike in the world.
Excellent. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well, and I just had a ride, and it's really impressive. And when you're saying it's a bicycle, I'm always like, do you really need to pedal, right? So it's you can, and you're right, but it's like the torque is so impressive. And by the way, what's the battery pack size?
Battery is 72 volts with 48 ampere hours. So it's 3.5 kilowatts. It's
kilowatt hours,
pretty
yeah.
powerful.
Okay.
But,
yeah,
but the most interesting thing is not just the cells itself, but the battery management system, so the brains, which is our patented technologies, and it gives a high range and high power.
All right. And do you also have a regen function? So when you okay, you do.
So when you brake, so we have the recuperation.
Yeah, I do own another, as you saw, another electric bike, and it doesn't have that feature. And I'm not big into electric bikes, but you know, I'm a cyclist, so I spend lots of hours every week pedaling, and I use the same lanes where I would go on my own road bike. And tried this one. It's it's a very different experience. Who are your customers? I'm just like trying to guess what's the best use case for this, you know, wonderful bike.
Well, we have several types of clients. First are commuters, but they don't usually ride on a bicycle lane, as you did. They go closer to main road, and it's legal to ride in California 28 miles per hour. Though it can go 50 miles per hour.
Which is also very impressive for an electric bike, right?
Yeah, and Forbes said that this is the best result in this year. So we are not the fastest bike in the world, but we are the fastest bike in the world as well.
Interesting.
According to Forbes.
So commuters, who else?
People who love off-road, leisure, so people who have their SUV or pickup or RV. So they RV owners, almost all of them owns an e-bike. Yeah, so they buy our e-bikes, so they go anywhere, to mountains, to off-road, and they can ride 50 miles per hour off-road.
Off-road,
So,
okay.
Yeah, 28 miles per hour, it's legally on the road, on the public roads. But if you go to, let's say, private roads or off-road, so you can push the throttle.
Interesting, interesting. And I saw your website, you can actually choose different types of tires. So this one is clearly off-road, but do you have like more like sporty, slicky type of tires too?
When we were creating this bike, one of my requirement was like it have to be like easy maintainable. So if our courier, let's say, broken a tire, so he could go into the nearest bike store and change a tire. So most of the parts are the same as for the common bicycle, including tires. Tires, brakes, like pedals, and everything. So though it's full packed with all this recuperation, always on GPS tracker, full light pack, which is more closer to motorcycle.
Correct.
Right? So we are kind of hybrid between a bicycle and a motorcycle.
Correct. And what are the other? I mean, I see mirrors, I see blinkers.
Just want to show you like turn lights. Like we have low beam, high beam, and horn, and computer, and mobile application, and as I said, GPS tracker, because it's expensive. And you know, one of our clients, he had an issue. Somebody stole his bike. Okay. But we found the thief like within 2 hours.
Because you have all the GPS trackers and you can track the guy. Interesting. Also, what impressed me is your brakes. I mean, it's like very powerful. I was like, okay, let me do it gently, nicely, because I was just stopping immediately. So it's also automotive grade. I mean, the motorcycle grade, correct?
This is motorcycle brakes because of the huge power. So bicycle brakes would not have enough braking power for such a motor.
Got it. So basically, as we said, it's a hybrid. It's between a regular e-bike and almost like e-motorbike. So it's in between. Is that the reason you actually acquired the famous Ukrainian motorcycle brand Dnepr?
Yeah, thank you for asking me. Yeah, Dnepr. Actually, when I was 11, I drove a Dnepr motorcycle at my grandfather's village. Yeah, right. In the middle of Russia, on Ural Mountains in Bashkiria, if you know. I was a kid, not even a teenager. Right. Yeah, and it was a 3 seats Dnepr.
Yeah, with a sidecar.
With a sidecar, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I just took this bike and was riding over the hills, over the fields. So it was like this freedom. Okay. This feeling. That's when I get this shot of motorcycles. Yeah.
Got it.
And, and in Dnepr it was a legend.
Of course.
Yeah, and I would never imagine that I can be close to this Dnepr trademark.
And especially when you were like a kid, and then suddenly, I mean, the company went bankrupt, I think, a number of years ago, right?
Yes.
So they were producing those very famous kind of German BMWs after the Second World War. So it was a conversion, or some of the modification was very popular in USSR. Millions, exactly. I remember those. Like that was like a regular transport in my hometown, and so the opportunity came up. So the manufacturing site was in Kiev, I guess, and you said what? Like, why you need it?
You don't need it, okay. Well, our office, our R&D office, is located at the same place where the Dnepr motor factory was located.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
the
you're
same
like
place.
physically neighbors.
Like the same place.
The same place.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we are literally sitting in the
R&D building or whatever, like research.
It's an old Soviet building, which was remodeled, and we have all these cranes and all these bricks, so we have loft style.
Okay.
And the Dnepr motorcycles were producing at exactly the same place. So when I found that we have an opportunity to receive all the rights for this Dnepr, of course I couldn't stand.
You couldn't resist.
Yeah. So now we have all the trademark and all the rights for the Dnepr motorcycles, not only in Ukraine but worldwide.
Yeah.
So and we, you know what? Now is almost in November.
Yeah.
Today's,
almost tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. And very soon we are going to announce our design of this Dnepr motorcycle. Next gen.
Electrified. Of course, electrified.
And it will be like connecting the legacy, the history. Dnepr in the past, it was one of the famous Soviet motorcycles, and now we will revive it, but in electric. And we will have some fancy stuff which came from the previous gen, like front light, like you will see.
So okay, will it have a sidecar?
That's a good question. I wanted it, but our product manager said, "Oh, it's could be just for a marketing purpose." But in real life, people ride just
regular
one
bikes,
two,
like two-wheelers,
mostly. But probably we will come in the future.
Got it. So this bike is already available today in the United States, right? So you can go online, order the bike. I think delivery is free of charge, if I understood well. It's quite a pricey bike, but it has all the features for like commuters, recreational stuff, outdoorsy people. So I really love it. So
thanks.
The next generation, I guess this one is called Top 3.0.
Right.
I think you have another version which is used by the police departments. Can you just shed a little bit of light on that one?
Yes, we have a top cop model, especially for the police departments, and we actually supply our bikes to the Mexican police.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we have tests with 20 police departments in the US currently.
Wow.
Yeah, they love it. Like.
What are the qualities they really appreciate? Like, I guess, like speed, driving range, anything else?
Well, we asked them.
Yeah.
And we asked, what is the most important features in the electric bike? They said, range, power, and speed.
Okay, simple.
So, we provide all of them.
Excellent.
Range, we are number one in the world. Speed, we are number one in the world. Power, we are among top 5. Top 6 maybe?
Even when you compare with the motorcycles, because I understood in terms of torque, you are like twice above average motorcycle.
Yes, exactly. We can be compared to motorcycles easily. Like we have 182 Newton meters, which is like, if you are not familiar with figures, it's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. I felt that when I just like use the throttle, it just accelerates immediately.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, it flies.
Yes. So yeah, and police officers said, okay, this is nice bike, we tested it, but we need, side racks to put their police stuff in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
All
and,
the records.
yeah, and we need a Winchester holder.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, can you provide it? We said, yeah, okay, why not?
So you have a special modification of this top 3.0 for the police departments.
Yes, with the side racks, with red, blue lights, with the siren, with everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's called Topkop.
Interesting. Now I'm just thinking of, your next generation of this Dnepr bike. If that gets developed into a product, and one day maybe police departments in the United States will be driving or riding those. Interesting.
It
The
will be
history.
the legacy of Soviet Union from the time of the Cold War. Now on the service in the US.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, maybe less people care about that these days, but it's interesting how
But anyway,
the history spins,
it's
right?
eco-friendly. Anyway, they're switching from gasoline motorcycles to electric motorcycles or bikes. This is a global trend, it's obvious, so no doubts that within the next years people will be switching from pedal bicycles, from oil transportation to electric transportation. No doubts, no single doubt.
Absolutely, I'm absolutely with you on that, and that's why I have my YouTube channel. That's my full-time job, this is my hobby, this is my everything. I'm a big believer in electric transportation, actually.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, how did I came here to electric transportation? My father was a professor of ecology in Almaty, in my home country, in home city Almaty, which was the capital of Kazakhstan, and Almaty has an ecological problem. Like there is dirty air. So Almaty is covered with mountains, and dirty air is not gone. It's always dirty air. You can literally see the air. So I grew up with this problem, and I know that most of the large city in the world has problem of air. So I want to make the air in the cities cleaner.
Yeah, got it. So you moved to the United States literally a few weeks ago, and congrats on that. You're establishing I guess a team here in LA, and then you will be expanding your business. What are your next milestones, like next month, next quarter, next year? What are you planning to achieve?
Months next year, okay. Yeah, exactly. We moved our headquarters here to California, to LA, and part of our team moved with me here. We are about to open a showroom, so this is our plan for the next few months, maybe 2-3 months. You are invited.
Oh, excellent. I would love to be there.
Yes, it will be my pleasure to see you there.
Excellent.
We will have our official office and showroom and service center. So all the customers, all the dealers, all our police departments, so everybody can address to our office in LA.
Excellent.
So yeah, this is the nearest plan. Also, we want to present our new model. So this is Top 3.0, and we are going to have next gen Top in January at CES show in Las Vegas, at the Consumer Electronics Show.
Of course.
Yeah.
Very well known. Everyone knows that. Well, this is a big milestone. So I wish you best of luck. I'm hoping to see your new showroom, your new, heritage kind of electric motorcycle Dnepr, and actually good luck with your unveiling the new generation of this bike at CES. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, excellent.
Okay.